Alrighty, so today we're here with Doug, who is one of our agents who's serving the VA market. Doug, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So, Doug, I think we've been working together for it's been about what, 2-ish months now. I think we're moving on to 2 months. And
Yes.
I've been a big fan of how you're keeping notes, keeping up with all your leads, and giving us all that feedback. So, I wanted to get you on the call today to discuss some of that. If you don't mind, we'll jump right into it here, right? One question I always like to ask everyone is kind of before working with Agent Launch Hub, what was your business like day to day? And what do you think has kind of changed since?
Yeah. So I do have a routine uh, throughout my day where I do emails or phone calls or stuff like that, and then I'll work some of those other leads that come from other partner lead generation sources or either just my CRM in general. But um, uh, adding Agent Launch Hub has ramped up um, people for me that I need to reach out to. It's already been a six. I've already seen it be a success. We already got one guy under contract, and we've only been talking for less than 2 months, and we're already seeing where the lead generation dollars for the ad campaigns is paying for itself. You know,
Yeah,
7, 8 times over already.
yeah. And that's one thing I like to tell every agent because even us, we started very locally in your area, right? And we saw that, hey, like this can be expanded out. It could work a little bit better, right? That's when we did the test again. We pushed it out. And on that new campaign, I think we were about $400 in. And I think you took that individual under contract. What was the deal amount? I think you had about six and a half,
290, 290.
two, 290. So that was what was six and a
Yeah.
half K?
Uh, I think it was right around seven, and we're looking at like a 2.5%
Okay.
commission on that. So yeah, 7,200 ish, something like that.
Solid. And yeah, that's coming off of on that campaign specifically about $400 in spend, right? So
Mhm.
that return is pretty solid. And honestly, it gives us a good baseline. That's what I tell everyone. You close a deal, right? Obviously, you don't want to reinvest everything, pay off what you need to do all of that, but you want to take a certain component. And now from here on out, we want to keep testing. If for every 400 we spend, we know we're closing someone, we've just created a return that you can't find elsewhere, right? I
Right.
always say it, real estate is the only industry, right, where you can run ads like this, people buy into your brand, right? I think one big thing that you mentioned with the deal that you've already closed, what was it exactly? I think he was really bought into just you as a person. He was bought into like your story, right?
Yes, he saw the ads on in his Facebook news feeds, but he was or is a brand new service member, new to the organization, and was just looking for someone that he could trust. And he found that with me being a retired veteran myself, he felt comfortable automatically, moving forward with an agent like me. So that was good. Found that
Yeah,
common ground.
yeah, and that's what we aim to kind of replicate over and over again. Right? You've already built an entire umbrella of people, right? That umbrella is going to keep growing. Underneath it, you're going to have more and more leads come in. Now, with that, other people might be in the exact same situation. Right? It's very likely that these people want to work with something that's familiar or someone who's done the same thing because you bought in your own house using VA benefits, right? Like you want to show them the process firsthand. Like, hey, I've done it. I've lived here for this long. Here's exactly how we make it happen. Right. You can leverage him, brand new service member. We just helped him get into a home. Put that out there, more people like him come in, right? And it's just
Right.
showing them the process. Exact same thing we're doing here that you're gonna do into your business. What was kind of the bigger frustration that you were dealing with before you decided to work with us, or kind of what brought you in?
What brought me in? Well, what caught me was I saw a ad in my Facebook news feed about you guys. So I was like, man, this is a good opportunity. I mean, I built my business around being the quote unquote soldier seller, right? And being the go-to agent for all things military in this area. Um, but then when I saw your targeting ad for VA buyers, I was like, man, this is right up my alley. So for me, I mean, again, I have other partner referral companies, but they're not solely VA uh, buyers. And that's something that 95 or probably more percent of my buyers are anyway. So that was something that I was looking for and in a company to partner with. So yeah, that's what brought me
It
to you.
kind of like the flywheel effect, right? Exactly how we brought you in. It's exactly how we're
Mhm.
helping you now bring people in,
That's
right? They're
right.
seeing that, oh wow, this agent helps me with exactly what I need, right? Let me get in contact. So it's that
Exactly.
whole flywheel effect. Now, how did the leads or like the consultations even feel different from what you're used to typically?
The leads did feel different because we're kind of well, part of your team uh is having those conversations with them already. They're having they're getting all these, you know, initial questions that I would ask to a cold lead, I would say, and getting all that stuff out of the way, and by the time they hand them off to me, they're more of a warm lead, and I already have some of the background. I go back onto the CRM and I listen to the phone conversations that the assistants had with that person before I reach out to them and call them. I'm not going to ask them the same thing and talk to them about something somebody else has already asked them.
Yeah,
Uh, so just not being redundant with the questions being asked and knowing that the leads that are coming to me are already warm. They're already ready to do something.
got it. Yeah. So like, would you said people are coming in more informed, already trusting you. So it kind of changed the dynamic of the conversations you were having with buyers and sellers, right?
Yes, for sure.
Got it. And how does your pipeline feel now compared to how it was before?
I mean, are we talking just agent launch hub or are we talking everything?
Just in general now, like with Agent Launchup integrated to everything you're doing, right?
Yeah. Um, I mean, it feels my pipeline is always steady, and that's a good problem to have, right? So I adding Agent Launch Hub has helped, but it yeah, it's still it's just steady. I mean, it hasn't really changed anything.
Yeah. Steady as always, right?
Yes, yeah.
Perfect. And honestly, just in general, like, has this allowed you to, what has this allowed you to focus more on your business? Were you already doing kind of video marketing prior, or is that something you've just kind of started jumping into now?
Okay, so for the video marketing piece, that's something that I have not been comfortable doing before. Full transparency, I don't like the way my voice sounds on video. I don't like being in front of a camera. Uh, and that's something that I told myself 2026 was going to be for me. So I was going to get out of my comfort zone. I was going to make more videos. I've tried to do that. Um, and it's getting easier. It's not overnight fix, but I've not ever done it before until Agent Launch Hub, and I do have other partner or referral companies that have asked me to do videos, and I just flat out told them I wasn't going to do a video. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, your company has been the first one that I've done videos for with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm sure you're kind of seeing the impact of that, right?
yeah,
Static ads, they work well, but videos is a whole nother component, especially when you're dealing with niches like yours, right? Like you're working with the market of veterans, right? The biggest thing is that you need to get your message across. A picture can do it, but it doesn't do it as strongly as a video would, right? Which is why video marketing is so important. Now, the person you just took under contract and you closed, right? That person worked with you because they trusted you. They felt like they probably already kind of knew you right away through your ad. That
yeah,
same person is going to now see your retargeting. They're going to see all of that stuff, and it's just going to build that comfort level around, right? These are more so like emotional based people opting in, right? It's based on, okay, this person was in my situation, or this person helps people who are specifically in my situation, right? Let me reach out and see how they can help me.
Yeah.
And I know we already talked about it, taking someone under contract, right? But in general, like what has it done overall? Like let's talk about that deal one more time, and then anything else that we might be bringing in. Let's talk about the consultations, right? Taking those. Any update with those and all those ones?
Uh, any update with what now?
Like your new ones that are coming in, all the old ones that you've taken, just in general, like
Um,
how it's changed the dynamic of how you were kind of taking conversations before.
it definitely has changed. Because I mentioned, someone's already talking to them on the front end, and by the time they do pass them off to me, they're scheduling appointments for me. Uh, Um, so I mean, I got a guy to call this afternoon, and I didn't schedule that, so that's cool, right? I got somebody. It's like having another assistant, really, and they're managing, my calendar on that end, and keep pushing people my way. I make money, you make money, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We all make money, so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's
Now,
good.
let's say there was another agent on the fence who was serving veterans or even just any niche in general, right? What would you kind of tell them? They're on the fence about working with Agent Launch Hub. Anything specific you would want to kind of relate to them?
Yes, yes. I have already had two people reach out to me actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were thinking about joining Agent Launch Hub. I've told them about my experience. I'm quite certain they probably signed up by now. But yeah, there have been a few people that's reached out, and I've basically just gave positive comments, like it's been a quick, or what I would say, anytime you sign up with a lead gen partner, it's a nurture. Uh, it's a nurture relationship, right? So for me to have someone under contract already, 6 weeks in, like to me, that's that's all successful right there. That's the proof's in the pudding right there. So
Yeah. And last but not least, knowing what you know now, all the experience that you've had, would you make the same decision again of coming on board?
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you, Doug. I'm looking forward to our future business as well. I think this one deal that we've had so far, this short time in, it's just the beginning, right? Again, with everything, reinvest, we double down and keep scaling this thing up, right? It's a machine, right? The more you fuel it, the more it's gonna go. So we want to leverage what you brought in, take it to the next level now. Get to the point where we're closing 2 extra deals a month, 3 extra deals a month. Right? It's just the
That's
growth
right.
from there on out. All right, awesome. Appreciate it, Doug. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.